What is going on YouTube? So not too sure how this video is gonna go. We are finally getting this belt situated on the van. I actually had to try, this is my third belt, to get one that is so snug. I mean so freaking snug that at the lowest freaking setting on the alternator, I still had to stretch like I could barely pop that thing onto it, and it fit, guys. So what I'm gonna do is keep this part, and I'm gonna keep this box put up somewhere, probably hang it somewhere in the open where I can see it, maybe even right on here with a Sharpie, base, Odyssey, belt, or something like that, so that I know in the future exactly what belt it was that I picked up, because that was a freaking puzzle. And this thing is so much tighter than like a cord, or like the platform that these engines actually come in. It's so much tighter in this van. So it is incredibly difficult to access this alternator, as well as the bracketry that you use to mount the alternator changes ever so slightly from the original, like kind of simple OEM, to they added like a little swing arm bracket that the alternator has to bolt to instead of the factory slider piece. So to use the factory slider piece, you have to bolt the slider piece to the little bracket it comes with the alternator, and it's just out even farther, like closer towards where the condenser fan is. So try to see if I can show it to you a little bit here so you can see what I'm talking about. But so down there is the tensioner bolt. You see that little socket that I have on it, and it, because of that bracket, I don't know if I can show it to y'all, there is a bracket under there. I don't know. But if you see right where that bolt is behind that 10 mil socket that I have on, you see that bolt, it's like a 12 mil down there. That is the extra bracket that goes from the alternator back to the tensioner, and that thing makes it's just a lot farther out, man. It probably would be easier, well, I'm sure it'd be a lot easier if I didn't have, for one, power steering, and two, if I didn't have this condenser fan on this side. If I just had like the one on this side, that would make it a lot easier. But I'm trying to do it. I did it the way I look at it. I've done it before with it crammed up like this. It just takes a lot of cussing and a lot of pauses and just sitting for a minute to cool down and stuff to get it done. So rather than pull a fan out or try to make more room, I just kind of keep cramming my hand in there trying to get it done. So that being said, I do have it pretty much to the tension I want. I am gonna probably crank it a few more. Like I'm trying to tighten this baby down this time, guys. I do not want any squealing. And I feel like with the brand new belt, if you make it like kind of tight, I'm not gonna say like super tight, but I feel like if I make it kind of tight, when I run it, it'll loosen up a little bit, and that'll kind of put it in a median where it's pretty happy. So the main goal, man, I hope so bad we don't have any squeal this time. That's the only thing, man. I'm hoping we don't have any squeal. And as you saw in that first little clip, I got the lithium charger running. I haven't charged this battery since right before I put it in, so I'm gonna let that run. It doesn't take long, man. Usually it'll charge this thing up in no time. I got him in here running. When it finishes charging, it'll turn green. The light will turn green on the end, and it'll shut off, so we'll know she's topped off. But yeah, I haven't charged it at all since I put it in the van, so it probably needs a charge. I think you're supposed to run through them every couple of weeks or something like that, depending on how much you drive it. And I do enjoy driving this thing, man. Even though we still have like a slight transmission leak, I do keep a check on the fluid level, and I just drive it because honestly, man, I really do not feel like tearing back into this thing right now to fix that. And no more than I drive it just around the way and stuff, I'm not too concerned. The transmission already slips going from first to second, so I really don't care. And I haven't had any issues. It's just got that ever so slight leak, but honestly, I've checked it within 3 or 4 weeks that I've driven it, and it doesn't really show a sign of it getting low. Like it's actually staying pretty normal. So yeah, it's got to be a tiny leak. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, try to get the rest of this stuff buttoned up, hopefully get it done today so that we can move on. I got some new Deadener that I'm gonna be slapping in this thing. I did go ahead and take the turbo car back to James, and that, fingers crossed guys, that's hopefully gonna be for you guys, and I can try to film. It's a lot of racing going down around the way, and I'm missing out because I don't have really anything to race. I mean, everybody that's racing have V8s and like muscle cars, so I don't have anything that's fast enough to keep up. So I really said, let me go ahead and get this turbo car back to James, let him go and dial it in so that hopefully we can get back out there. I'm hoping it doesn't need anything extra. We did that new turbo. We'll let you guys know. When I first started the other day to put it on the dolly, it was like the turbo was completely seized up. I don't know if it's because the car has been sitting for a long time and it was a brand new turbo. Like I literally just started, ran it up and down the road a couple times, and it's been parked for like 2 months. So I don't know if that's got something to do with it, or if that turbo is gonna turn out to be bad as well. If it does turn out to be bad, then I definitely have an oiling problem somewhere as far as the feed line goes. So I really need to check that out, because there's no way, man, that as little as I drive these cars, that the turbo should last a lot longer than that. Yeah, that's just things that's going on in my mind. But the van, so we got a mess here, and what I'm trying to do is prep it as best as I can for some better Deadener. The first go around, I did go really cheap, and I ordered this stuff off eBay, which, you know, it's funny because it's really funny because I didn't go that cheap. It really isn't any cheaper than what I ended up buying to replace it with. But this right here is an entire pack of Deadener. This is pretty much the exact same amount that I had on the roof of this thing. I should not be able to hold this bag of Deadener like this with 2 fingers. Like this stuff is stupid thin. And I knew when I got it in the mail how light it was. I knew this wasn't gonna work, but for some reason I just went with it, and now I'm having to redo the whole freaking thing. This, on the other hand, is kill mat. I see a lot of people run it, and you are not, like, look at this box. Like, I cannot pick this up. It's gonna rip the box with 2 hands. This stuff weighs about 30 pounds or more. It might be more than that. I gotta look at the label, but this stuff got some weight. That's literally like 4 pounds or something like that, or 3 pounds. Like, it's nothing. So I went back with the kill mat, and hopefully that's gonna silence up this roof some. It's really not that bad with the back windows up, but we did have a couple of warm days, and during those warm days I did realize that it does vibrate a lot more, and I'm losing a lot of bass with these back windows down. I'm thinking it's mostly because this roof is so big, it becomes like this flimsy, like, it's like just this one sheet of aluminum, like nothingness. So I'm gonna try to hopefully fix that today. Now I'm going to tell you, I know if you're a bass person, and if you've ever done Deadener, you're gonna chew me the fuck out in the comments. I don't care, but I'm not gonna try to scrape all of this, like this stuff right here, the fuck out. I'm not gonna try to do that. That's gonna take me way too long. So what I am gonna try to do is get as much as possible. I mean, it's there. The stuff that's up there is up there. So I think that the mat should adhere to it pretty decently, and it should still work. But it's like that stuff just was a foam backing with a silver looking face, and it's just nothing. Like, it's nothing, guys. This stuff is super thin. Like, you should not be able to fold it up like that. Like, the good stuff, it can actually cut you. Like, that's how sharp and how thick it be. And according to specs, this here is supposed to be 80 mil thick, and what I have in there is actually what is it, 7 mil? It was like stupid thin. So I think that was my biggest issue. This is about 36 square feet. That one half of this was about 36 square feet. So I basically used 36 square feet on the roof, and a lot of it was doubled up. So I'm really hoping that I should be able to get at least about 2 layers on this roof. I think that'll make a huge difference. Also, I noticed that this thing, my headliner actually is 2 pieces. I did not notice that the first time, but it actually just pulled out from under this AC unit thing. And that's pretty cool, because I really need to try to get as much Deadener up into these little holes. I might actually need some expanding foam up in there too, to kind of help with this shit's flexing too much. But I might can shove enough Deadener in between here to kind of keep them tight. But them gaps is not what you want. That really makes the roof extremely flimsy. My bad, flashlight. But yeah, this AC unit thing is a total pain in the ass. This is like the biggest thing I hate about dealing with this van, because if I didn't have this unit up here, I could do a clean sweep of this entire roof and this thing would really sound good. So this unit is really bothering me. But it's like actually lines going to it. Like there's actually coolant line, like AC Freon lines going up into this thing. So yeah, it's like its own unit, man. And that's kind of crazy, because I don't know, it just seems unsafe to me that they run actual Freon lines into the car. Like, I don't know, I guess because it's stuff behind the dash too, I think. But it's just weird to me this shit is in here. Like if this thing busts, it's gonna shoot Freon everywhere. I don't know. I'm gonna start trying to lay this Deadener out. So time has passed. You saw a little time lapse of me doing the roof and stuff. I got the whole freaking roof done 2 times over. I also added some at the back. There was a spot where there were like these big holes. I plugged all of those with some of the Deadener as well. And I still have like 2 sheets of the good stuff left over. So we did really good today. We made a lot of progress. I just demoed it a little bit, and it sounds a lot better. Like this thing sounds like it's picked up like 2 decibels already. And we haven't even done the foam in the pockets in the back and filled in the pockets in the back yet. So once we do that stuff, guys, this thing is gonna be a freaking demo monster, which is exactly what I was hoping. Yeah, that stuff definitely made a difference. But as you can see on the sides here, there's just a lot of holes that we gotta fill in and make it solid. But that little piece you see down there is, it used to be a hole straight to the ground. I filled those in with some Deadener, and right in this region here, you can't see it, but there was a lot of holes right there. And when I realized that the headliner doesn't clamp to anything there, I filled that all the way over, so the Deadener actually rolls completely onto the roof now and kind of forms to the shape of what the headliner looks like. So I definitely feel like I picked up a lot just doing that. And again, once we fill in these little pockets on the back, this thing's gonna be a freaking monster, man. It's crazy just how good it's sounding already just off redoing the roof. But again, guys, I think for some reason you don't see a lot of people talk about this, or at least the base people, but it's definitely a lot solider. Again, I still can't really get under where that AC unit is. So you see where that is, so it's probably right about right here. So from here forward, I can't do anything about, but I did realize the headliner does split into two pieces, so maybe eventually I'll try to get this front half down somehow and try to do something. But the front half is pretty freaking solid as it is. It's really just that little area right there where the headliner is, I mean where the AC unit is, that we were having problems with. But I did stuff a lot of like the cheap Deadener up in there to try to keep the brace and the roof like with pressure on it, so like it doesn't just cave. And I think that'll help a lot with the vibration-y noises. And we're just gonna keep going up from there. Again, I really need that expanding foam to like solid up a lot of these big areas, because there's a lot of big holes up here too that I would like to shoot just a tad bit in there to stiffen it up some. But yeah, this thing has definitely come a long ways just off doing it. I'm so glad I went ahead and done it, because I can't lie, man, I was a little bit down on the way it was sounding. Even though it sounds good, it's I don't know, it's like a crispness that you get from a wall that I just haven't quite got there yet with this no wall setup. But that gives me a lot of hope what we done today. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we're gonna end up taking this to H-Day. I think this will be a fun setup to have at H-Day. A lot of the Dominican and Hispanic guys, they do the CRV setups and stuff, but no one really has like this much actual beat. A lot of people do like just the words. So I think this will be a nice thing to have at H-Day. I think a lot of people will enjoy it, and I feel like you know, it'll shine there. I have a lot of content, man, a lot of Honda stuff coming up, and I don't want you guys that have been a long time subscriber to think because I sold the HTB, that's pretty much all there's gonna be as far as like the racing stuff goes. I'm still in it, bro. I just really wanted to do a base setup for the springtime, man. We can hit some of the base shows and stuff. I think that'll be a different angle. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna stop talking. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Make sure you guys are staying safe out there. I will catch y'all next time. Remember, respect all bills. Peace out.